Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Meadsyreplays and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at the T25 At, an American tank destroyer in tier 7. It's been buffed. It's been buffed in update 6.7. I'm not sure why. I don't know why it's been buffed, but a lot of tier 7s in the game has been buffed. The armor has been buffed in a lot of them, and we're going to cover a few of them in other videos, like the Tiger 1, the J Panther, maybe the T29 as well. But first up is this, and I was supposed to actually review this before the update, way before the update, and I got a couple of replays sent before the update, but I thought, you know what, it's being buffed, I'm going to wait until the update comes. So the first two battles you're going to see is the old update, and you can see the DPM on this thing is insane. This is probably one of the most underrated tanks in tier 7. The only downfall is it doesn't have a turret. But the front plate of this, because it's sloped like backwards, if you start using your gun depression, get on those ridge lines, then the upper plate becomes really strong and it's very difficult to pen. The roof of your tank is quite easy to pen. Everything else, the side, the rear, everything like that is easy to pen. So you have to give your front plate. You have to show your front plate. Now, as I've said about the DPM, the reload is what? The reload's 5 seconds, 6.7 seconds. Which is crazy, The DPM is 2,700, just over 2,700 for this tank, which is insane. And it's a very, very good tank. I remember when I first played this tank, I really, really loved it. Then someone asked for a review on it. I went to play it, and this is probably the only game I played in the tank. And I thought, you know what, this is really, really nice. So when I see that Wargaming buff in the armor, I thought the armor was okay. It could still get bounces. It really could. We're going to show you the armor profile towards the end of the game. But, I mean, this game, we haven't even been shot at. We haven't even been shot at. We get ourselves a kill. We're not going to get another kill, but we finish on 3,700 damage. Next up, we have Hamidi Hamster. And this, again, this battle is before the update, and this is the kind of things that this tank can do when you're up against not so skilled players. Now, he is bottom tier. He's bottom tier. There's plenty of tier 8s, and that is when this is not as strong. If you're up against tier 6, then the armor profile on the front is very, very strong indeed, and they will struggle to penetrate you. More so now it's been buffed than before. But we're going to witness, this game is just a win that shouldn't be a win. It shouldn't be a win. His team, actually, they vanished. 1 minute there's 7, and then next minute there's just 1. And we're going to see that he's going to play it absolutely brilliantly. He does get lucky. He does get lucky that the enemy are not so skilled. But straight away, there goes the J Panther 2. So there's a tier 8 down, 1 tank down. The T44 is getting killed, and the IS-3 is all over there by himself. So Hamster's now going to get into a position where he can get some shots off. Of course, he is going to get spotted after that first shot. But he's got shots off, and he's going to try and get that shot. Unfortunately, he does bounce, and now the IS-3, that is the other side of the map, he is going to get rushed. But at the moment, Hamster, there is no reason to move just yet, because he has some shots. He just needs to take those shots and stop missing. I mean, 300 alpha, it could do a little bit more than the 300 alpha. I think it's great. For every 6.6 seconds, every 6.7 seconds, it's great. The speed on the tank as well is really, really quick. The reverse, everything like that is really quick. And overall, it's just a beast of a tier 7 tank, and it's so underrated. Not many people talk about this tank in tier 7. However, they have got a new, I mean, the J Panther, which I originally thought was a great tank anyway, that's been buffed as well, and the armor profile on that now is very, very good, and it can get some bounces. So that will now compete with this, because the DPM on that also is around the same, maybe even a little bit more. But this battle, it's now 3 against 7. 3 against 7. His team have literally disappeared. There is a couple of one-shot tanks though, and he is still full hit points, but he's only got 980 hit points. So with 7 tanks left alive, and some of them in tier 8 as well, 4 tier 8s, those hit points will quickly vanish. And his platoon mate is in a bulldog with literally no armor. It has no armor, so anyone that is going to shoot him will pen him. And the P43 TER, he's getting destroyed around that side of the map as well. And there he goes. So he's now on, I can't even see what damage he's on, 1400 damage, not so much, and it's a 2 versus 7. There goes his platoon mate, which now leaves it a 1 versus 7. Fair enough, there are a couple of tanks that are low hit points, and now there is another one. So there's a couple of low hit points, but even if all 7 tanks are one shots, there is no way he should be able to win a 1 versus 7. Especially being in a turretless TD and with 3 mediums on the enemy team. Nice shot there. He does take a shot in return, and as I said, the armor profile on the side of this tank, you're not going to bounce anything, so you do need to be careful of that, and you always have to face the enemy. And there's 2 tanks down, so 2 kills, and he's now bringing it down to a 1 versus 5. And we do know that there is at least another 1 shot. He's going to get a nice high roll there, 3-2-5. He gets a bounce in return, and he gets another tank that is a 1 shot. So as far as I can see, there's 3 tanks, maybe even 4, well 3, that is all a 1 shot, and they're just going to come at him one by one. And people misjudge this. They misjudge the reload of this thing. I mean, look, he shoots, they come out, and they don't know about the reload of this thing. Unfortunately, he does miss the Rudy there, and he is going to get shot in return. And look, the Rudy can't do anything. The traverse is really quick on this thing, and the Rudy is unable to circle him. But he is now a 1 shot. I mean, the Chieftain T25, it's going to take him at least 2 shots to kill him, and he's a 1 shot against 2 heavy tanks. 1 tank is a 1 shot, but he needs to take out that guy before the Chieftain comes around the corner, and he has to face the Tiger 2. We know it's been buffed, we know it's almost OP, but when you got a player like that, the tank just looks absolutely crap. So he's now got 6 kills. It was a 1 versus 7, and he has brought it down to a 1 versus 1. He needs a bounce, however. He has to get a bounce. He gets a nice shot there. He does get a bounce. He's just about going to reload before. He needs a high roll. He has to get a high roll, and that's exactly what he gets. Insane. 4,400 damage. Gets the ace, Top Gun, High Caliber, Razani Medal, 1,533 base XP. I mean, 1 versus 7 Kolobanov is crazy. In a tank like this is absolutely insane. So they're the 2 battles before the update. We do have a battle here from Mech Destroyer, and this is from the new update. So the armor's been buffed. It's got nice front plate armor now, and we're going to show you just the armor profile, and you can just see how orange this is. Now, before, this was yellow. The orange bit was yellow, and it's got around 190 millimeters thickness of armor, and you can see the higher you put your gun up in the air, the more armor that you can, effective armor that you can get. I mean, we can get it up to 290. Of course, that will lower the bottom plate will become weaker, but if you can get up a ridge, just like we are sort of here, and hide your bottom plate, you really can bounce a lot of shots. And of course, around there is no armor, so people can HE you from the side and the rear, so you do need to be careful. So get on the ridge lines, and just do what he's doing here, and you will get some bounces. You're not always going to get bounces. If people switch to the Pramo, then you're not going to get as many bounces, of course, in tier 8. In tier 6, you will definitely get a few bounces, especially against those mediums with the lower pen, the light tanks with not so good pen. You will get a few bounces, and Mech is actually going to get a few bounces this game. I mean, he's going to lose a lot of his hit points not early on, but quite early on. But as you can see, if you can hide that bottom plate and just show your top plate, your upper plate, just like he was doing, exactly like he's doing here, that's a bounce from the T28 and a bounce from the Lycan, and now a couple of other bounces. So he's bounced 1,000 damage. It doesn't seem a lot when you think like 1,000 damage, but considering this is tier 7 and that's more than his entire hit points, he's bounced more than his hit points within the space of 30 odd seconds, which is crazy. And he is going to bounce just a little bit more. So he decides to push forward with his team now. The AMX 1375 takes out the T49, but he is now a one-shot. So if he can get the reload up, 6.8 seconds. I don't think it might not be fully crewed, or he might be using different provisions. I don't know, because it's should be 6.7 maybe, as the others. But he's doing a fantastic job. He's doing a fantastic job. Nearly 1,300 block damage he has now, and it's a 3-on-4. Needs to take this Lycan out. The Lycan is it can do a big damage to your tank, so that's a good target to get rid of. And it just now is a 2 versus 3. We know where the SP1C is. We know that there is a medium tank spotted around the middle, but he's also being shot from behind, and that will be the E25. So he needs to be careful of the E25, because of the rate of fire on that thing is absolutely insane. But now he has a full hit point Pantera, which is the auto reloader to try and deal with. Now the Pantera can shoot him with, if he's fully reloaded and got 3 shells available, he can kill the T25 At no problem, just with 1 clip. So he does need to be careful. Him and the Tiger does have to work together, which is that they do a brilliant job. The E25, if I'm honest, should have probably stayed where he was, but he is full hit points. But what they're doing wrong at the moment is they're both going for 2 separate targets, and now it's only now until they decide to go for the same target. But the Tiger P can spot the Pantera, and he is going to kill him, and it just now leaves the E25. You can see the E25, how long he's taken to shoot, and he's probably trying to aim at his weak points, because the front plate for him will be red unless he's shooting Pramo. And at this point, he's going to get 1 more lucky bounce, and the E25's just going to, you know what, fuck this, it's over. So nearly 2,000 block damage, which is more than double his entire hit points. Finishes on 4k damage. Steel wall, of course he gets the steel wall. So that is the T25 At. Very good tank. I would definitely recommend going now to play this tank. It is a fun tank to play. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I'm Meadsy69, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye bye. With